Mm, 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 mm. What up? What up? Hey, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Good morning. You might be catching us on a replay. Afternoon. Hey, it's Dr. Kesslin. So glad to be with you. Thank you so much for joining us for tonight's podcast. Listen, season 4.
Boop, boop. Season 4.
So excited to be here. Listen, we didn't come in with skates on tonight.
Nope.
We
Nope.
perhaps we're getting better.
We are.
We
For
are getting better. Okay. All right. So
right.
I'm Dr. Kesslin, y'all. I'm so glad to be here. I am a doctoral coach,
There it
host
is.
of the podcast, doing the doctorate podcast. It is my joy to help people get in, through, and out of the doctoral process. In, through, and out. And it's my pleasure to host this podcast, but y'all know I don't do it alone. In the virtual studio. In the virtual studio is the most wonderful early childhood educator, creator of STEM Early, creator of what's God's
Gospel according to
Gospel
STEM.
according to STEM. My friend, my sister, the incomparable Doctor. Oh, hey.
Hey. Oh.
I'm gonna take these off because
Take them off. Take them off.
Yes,
Listen, just take them off. I don't have mine today either. I feel okay.
I'm sure Dr. Jones will tell us if we are just completely off.
Yeah. Sorry, Dr. Jones, in advance.
Sorry in advance, Dr. Listen, tonight we are talking about something it can make a difference in your timeline like none other. Huge difference. We're talking about making the most out of your classroom experience.
Yep.
Toward your dissertation, how do you make the most out of your coursework? It's going to help you cut the time. So listen, if you are watching the show, share it with somebody. Like if you know somebody in a doc program, tonight's show is the show to share because it's gonna make a dynamic difference. I promise you it will. I promise you it will. Anyway, how are you? Oh, what's going on? How's it going? How's it going?
Good. I'm here. I was able to give the sermon this morning at our 11 o'clock service.
Yes.
Pink Sunday. So I didn't change. It's Pink Sunday.
Pink Sunday.
You know,
Pink, like breast cancer awareness.
Like breast cancer. Yep. Like breast
cancer. Love it.
Yep. And so I was able to give the sermon to the missionaries, and it was just talking about how we are called to do the work. Where do you hear that a lot, people?
Here. Here.
We're called to do the work. So I spent a lot of time the last couple weeks just preparing for that.
Nice.
So that's really what's been going on. But you've been on planes, trains, like, have you even been home?
My clothes say no.
Right. The
dirty clothes hamper says no. The dirty clothes hamper says I need to.
Where have you been?
Man, I have been. Let's see. I had to take notes for myself because I literally have been on a plane, train, automobile almost every week. So last week I had such good intentions to go live. I just God was like, please sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have several seats.
Have several seats, ma'am. So, but last week I was at the NACSW, North American Association of Christians in Social Work. I was at our convention. We have our annual convention, and it was such a tear-filled weekend. I was installed as the newest ED executive director. And man, it was amazing. It was amazing. We are a growing organization. We've been in existence 74 years, and never has a person who looks like me in different ways been at the helm. So I'm just honored. I'm humbled. I'm excited, right, about what God is going to do through this organization. If you, shameless plug.
No shame.
Not shameless, just a plug. You are a Christian, you identify as a Christian, and you are a social worker or a behavioral health expert or a person in behavioral health, or you want to be a social worker, maybe you're a social work student, make sure that you contact me. I've given out scholarships for people to become members. I've given out opportunities. There are opportunities for you. It's a wonderful organization. So I was in Dallas, Texas last week doing what executive directors do, I guess, for NACSW.
That's
It was
awesome.
so awesome.
That's
It was so
that's and congratulations.
thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And really it's a perfect match with my full-time gig, my full-time job at the University of the District of Columbia. I'm able to just impact lives and prepare the next generation of social workers. So listen, that's where I was. And then this week, today, this afternoon, I was coming from, it's not far, actually up near you, Ellicott City. We had our church had our very first women's retreat. Our church has been in existence for 50 years, but we've just had our very first women's retreat. I know, right? I love your church's women's retreat.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, but this was really good. I didn't realize, quite honestly, how much I needed retreat and relationships, right? Because you just going at such a breakneck pace. Sometimes it's just, but it was really, really nice. I got to connect with some sisters, and I put on my other hat. Oh, I mean, you know this other hat, but most folks don't know this other hat. They said, Caslin, can you do the music for the weekend? I was like,
Beautiful voice.
I haven't done that in a long time, but I packed up my little keyboard and we went on up the way. It was a really nice weekend. So I've been busy. I've been a little busy and gonna keep being busy, but I'll tell you all about that later. So you preached this morning.
I did.
Anything else going on? Man, you being mommy. You being mommy.
Yeah. A lot of sports and more sports. So this is a season to mom really hard.
Yes, 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 yes. I feel you. I feel you. Let me just put a shameless, not shameless,
Just a plug.
just a plug, just a plug. I told you all 2 weeks ago when we were here that the Doctoral Success Summit is coming, and it's coming in November. So check out the website, drkesslin.com/summit. It should be up tonight for registration. So get ready for it. It's going to be in the evening, so everybody can join us. The Doctoral Success Summit. You'll hear more about that soon. So, Dr. O, let's kick off. Let's kick off with our quote for the day. Here is our doing the doctorate thought for the day. Here we go. The doctoral journey is not about making A's. Man, I wish I could just stop right there. Like,
Stay live.
man, this journey is not about making A's, okay? It's about aligning your interests and inquiry with intellectual innovation that will make an impact in the world. It has nothing to do with making A's, y'all. Really, nothing. This journey, this doctoral journey, is about aligning your interest and your inquiry with intellectual innovation that will make an impact in the world. Intellect, innovation, impact, not A's. Talk to me, O. Talk to me.
I'm just
How many
writing.
people have asked you, what was your GPA when you graduated from your doc program? None. Talk to me. What are your thoughts?
Because it doesn't matter. And no one that's hiring you cares.
Right.
They want to know, do you have what it takes to innovate
Yep.
and solve problems?
Yep.
Not make A's. So we get so American society, American education has made us almost like slaves to grades. Like we feel like I got to get an A, I got to get an A, I got to get an A. And when you become a slave to the A, perfection gets in the way of true innovation, because innovation requires that you fail. And
Wait, pause. Say that again.
innovation requires failure.
Innovation requires
Requires.
failure. Can I amend that?
Yep.
Requires testing, and testing
Yep.
oftentimes leads to failure.
Yep.
Come
Yep.
talk to me.
So when you're studying simply to get perfection, you are looking to regurgitate information that your professor will then deem as good enough, versus I am going to do the research and innovate and come up with my own thoughts, which my professor may challenge. Then we can go into dialogue about why I feel what I feel and get that feedback from that professor, and then go on to create new thoughts and new ideas. It's not about regurgitation to get a grade from a professor. It's about innovation, creation. What are you going to do, and how are you, and we're going to talk about it, but how are you going to use your coursework to further your research interest? And my father-in-law told me when I started my doctoral program, he got his doctorate from Amherst, and he was a professor at University of Pennsylvania, no, Penn State, Penn State for a long time. And when I got accepted into the program, he said this: every assignment that you do, you need to do it with your dissertation in mind. And
that's a part of what we're talking about tonight, Doc.
If anybody tells you different, they are wrong.
And some people will.
Okay, that's what they told me. We're gonna get into it. Go ahead. Just go.
Oh man. Yeah, I like what you said though. To innovate requires failure. I mean, it's like a natural part of the process. And that thing, man, when we fail, it hurts. It hurts. But that's because we've connected our identity to the A's.
Let me put my quote out there.
Come on.
Failure is an event. It is not a character trait. That's the OisM for tonight. Failure is an event. It is not a character trait. I tell my kids that all the time. I said I had to work for every grade that I got. And sometimes I failed, but that didn't mean I was a failure.
Right.
It's an event, and a necessary event in the innovation process.
That's absolutely.
So if we treat it as an event, then we can get over it. And not get stuck and spin our wheels in this doctoral process.
That's good. So we're going to talk about that tonight. In fact, let me just hop right on in, right?
And the water's warm.
The water's warm. I'm gonna hop in. I'm gonna wait a little bit because I want to make sure that those of you who are listening put your names in the comments. We want to know who's here. And hey Jackie, and we want to know if you have a doctorate, what your doctorate is in, and why do we do it, right? Everything's a learning process. We want to make sure that other people who watch this show know that you can get a doctoral degree in nearly everything. Let me pause and give a quick shout out. I am so super excited to share the newest doctor with the PhD consultants is Dr. Valari Humphrey, who got her PhD in educational leadership and with a specialization or emphasis in coaching. Oh, we talk about your quick deliberation, man.
Yeah.
So I was on with her team, with her folk who were asking her questions. The committee had no questions. Like one person on the committee asked like a simple question. It was all of the guests who were there, like me and other folk. We were asking questions. The committee had no questions to ask in the defense.
I love it. That's
It
what
was
you do.
incredible. So
That's
then we went out and I typed in the comments because she did it virtually. We went in a breakout room. I said, this is going to take 5 minutes. If it less than 5 minutes before I could finish pressing send, they put us back in the room. It was like less than 3 minutes of deliberation. And she said, I am so happy to announce that our newest doctor is Dr. Valari Humphrey. I was like, that was the quickest deliberation I have ever seen in my life. But she did an absolutely
love it.
amazing job.
That's
She did
exciting.
an amazing job. I was so proud of her. So, Dr. Val, I'm sure you'll hear this at some point. Congratulations. She did that.
Welcome,
She
welcome. She
she
did
did it.
that.
She
I
did
love
it. She
I
did it.
love
So tonight I'm gonna help you. I was with her from the very beginning, like planting the seed. You already do the work. You need to get your doctoral degree. And she was. So I gave her some of the same advice that I'm going to give you tonight. There are some tips and tricks to doing this thing. Not even tricks, just information that people don't share that I'm going to share with you through this podcast. But tonight specifically, I'm going to share with you how to approach your coursework with a dissertation in mind. Sometimes people give you advice like, "Oh, dad, your father-in-law,
father-in-law.
father,
Father-in-law.
father-in-law gave you start with the dissertation in mind." Here we go. I'm going to give you, even though we said, grades don't matter, they don't, but these A's do. All right, here we go. So I'm going to give you 3 A's that matter. And the first A is align your coursework with your research interests early. Early. Thank you, Dr. Jackie. Thank you, thank you. LMS, yay, social worker. All right. So align your coursework with your research interests early. Oh, 50 to 60% of people who enter their doc program get through the courses,
Yeah.
but they don't get through the dissertation. We
It's,
call it all but dissertation. That is not something you want to wear proudly, right? No, that means you didn't finish.
it means you
That
didn't finish.
means you missed some alignment pieces along the way.
Mhm.
So, number one, align your coursework with your research interests. What does that look like? Sometimes in your doc program in the coursework, the first 2 years, they give you specific classes to take, but then they give you some electives, 1 or 2 classes that you can take elsewhere. Make sure that you're taking those courses. The courses that you're taking are aligned with your area of interest. So hopefully when you enter your doc program, you have some sense
Mhm.
of what you want to study. You want to take courses that align with your research. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to study something that connected domestic violence with the church.
Mhm.
So I took classes in the divinity school, right? So you want to align your courses with your research interest. And you want to make sure that all of your small assignments explore different angles of the alignment. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but in one course, I wrote about church policies related to domestic violence or abuse for my policy class. For my methods class, I wanted to look at, explore who I should ask questions to, who would give me the most information. So, with every class, I took a different angle, but I always aligned the classes and the assignments with my research topic, right? So, alignment is your first A. Your second A is assign task toward your dissertation. Assign task toward your dissertation. You want to use your assignments as to test your theories, to test your ideas. It's not because you're not aiming for an A, you're exploring, right? You're asking the questions. So you want to use your assignments to test your thoughts, your theories while you have these creative geniuses for your teachers. right? You want to pose ideas to them, right? So that's one of the tasks that you can do. Another task is to approach each assignment toward your dissertation and your time, keep your timeline in mind. In essence, like your father in law said, you don't want to do anything, no assignment that's not connected to your dissertation. Every assignment should be connected to your dissertation, at least the broad topic. Every assignment. And then you want to use it, like I said before, assignments to kind of test out your theories. The third thing is you want to assign, the third thing under assignments, you want to assign your a specific place for your citations. All of your references, your citations, you should be keeping like, old school card catalog, new school, a file folder. Your various references or citations should be filed away. And it doesn't matter how you file them, just file them in a way that makes sense for you. You could file them by topic. You could file them by methodological approaches. Like these are the qualitative studies. Here are the quantitative studies. You could assign them by participants. Here are the studies that look at participants of ages 0 to 13, and here the 13 to 18, 20. You can assign them by participants. You can assign them by theories. All of these studies use this specific theory. All of these studies in this file folder use this specific theories. But you want to assign a folder, a specific place for each of your references. All right, does that make sense? So 1, alignment. 2, assignment. 3, ask for engagement opportunities.
That part. That part.
They're not going to come to you. And this
They're
is
not.
all while you're in your coursework. It's not going to just come to you. You have to ask for engagement opportunities, and you have to ask for people to engage with you. Like, you want to be engaged, ask for engagement from your cohort mates. Doc, the only way I got through was because we worked together. All members of my cohort worked together. We supported one another. We asked for help when we needed. You want to ask for engagement, sorry everybody, from your professors, which means you have to have a relationship with them. Okay? You have to have a relationship with them, and a relationship that's built on trust, because you want them to give you feedback. I already said that this is a trial and error. When you're in courses, you're trying new theories and new ideas and new thoughts. You want to get their feedback, but you need to ask for it. All right? Ask for it. The last ask, the last ask is for you to engage in professional communities. You want to ask if you can go to a conference while you're in coursework. You want to ask if you can make a presentation at a convention. You want to ask if you can co-author an article with another scholar in your area. So ask for engagement from your colleagues, your cohort, from your professors, and from professional organizations. So alignment, assignment, and ask for engagement. Those are your 3 A's for tonight. All right, 3 A's for tonight.
I got a lot of notes.
Oh, talk to me.
My my biggest so I have questions now,
Yeah, come
because
talk to me.
I instead of like my takeaways, I just have questions, because I was given this advice, but then I was told, don't worry about the dissertation till you get there. What
Mm-mm.
can you say to people? And I didn't know what I didn't know, so I didn't push
Mm-hmm.
back.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of said, okay, no worries, and I just left it alone. There are a lot of people that are getting that advice. They're coming in, they're super excited, and they're saying to their professors, I want to study efficacy. So I'm trying to figure out how these assignments and how the syllabus, how I can weave in efficacy, which your what you want to study or what you want to research is going to align with all your classes in some way, shape, or form. It's not like you're in a class about zoology and you want to study, I don't know, going to the moon.
Hmm.
So you're in the classes that are supposed to push you toward that end goal. But
Yeah.
what happens, because this happened to me, so I spent all my coursework not focusing on the paper, on the research, because I was told in my first semester, in my first year, oh, that's so far away. Don't even worry about that. You worry about that after you pass comps.
Yeah, I totally disagree with that. Totally disagree. You may not know the specific topic, like your literature review is going to lead you to your question.
Right.
But if you're digging through the literature on zoology and you're really interested in the brain of a 5-year old, then you're digging in the wrong dirt. Not even the dirt, the wrong field, like on the wrong continent. Like, and that's a waste. What is that? What are you learning from that? Nothing that's going to be beneficial for you.
No.
Nothing.
And
Jackie said she was ready. She said, I didn't budge from my research interest. My chair couldn't persuade me otherwise.
it. I love it.
Yeah, but here's the dance or the nuance, right? So you want to be at least concrete and clear about your broad topic,
Mhm.
but you want to also be open enough to hear the possibilities under that umbrella, right? They may say, maybe you want to look at this angle, or have you considered, right? Um, Lots of people talk to me about wanting to do research with young people.
Mm.
And there are some challenges with that because then you have to get approval to do research
All the things.
with children, and that's a whole nother kind of IRB. So I say you can do that, but perhaps you can get the same results or the same answer to your question by interviewing or giving surveys to those who work with them.
Yeah.
And when you get your degree, you can bolster up that area by doing more research with them when you have more time and a solidified skill set, right? So at least be real clear about your broad topic:
Yes.
domestic violence and the church, right? Or whatever your topic was, right? So,
That's really good.
yeah.
And I think the biggest thing is stand firm on it. And if you don't have the power to stand firm on it as a student, then get a coach so that the coach can give you the tools that you need to do. Because I'm as I reflect, like my lit review legitimately took me about 3 years. It took me almost 3 years. Imagine if I was doing that lit review during my 4 years of course study. I'm talking three
You would
years.
be done.
I'd
It
be
could have
done.
taken, oh my goodness.
3 years post comps to just dig through the literature to go from this funnel of broad topic down to my narrow topic. Because, like you said, you got to dig in the dirt, and if you're not digging in the dirt, you're not gonna find
In the
that
right field.
in the right field. And I literally remember my first course, and I was like,
Mm.
I know I want to study teachers. I really want to research teachers, and we had to do this paper, and I was like, I want to look at like teachers and their impact on kids, and that's what I want to start looking. And I did this interview with the teacher, and I guess I'm really passionate about church, and I'm
Mhm.
passionate about my church. So I
Yeah.
started talking to her about the church I grew up in, and then she was like, "Do your paper on the church you grew up in." And I'm like, I mean, and while it was a great paper and I loved it, and my mom loved it, and the people from my home church loved it, and the lady that founded our church was an amazing woman
It,
and
it
clergy,
didn't help you get to your dissertation.
did not help me
Yeah.
because I wasn't studying clergy. I wanted to look at teachers, but like, and I found that with every class, specifically in my first semester, because I was like, how can I make, and they were like, sis, chill out. You're a long way away.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And it was
But
really
your coursework is to teach you the fundamentals, but you can learn the fundamentals while you're also learning about your subject matter.
right.
Yeah. Oh man. It yeah. That was
Yes.
that was
So
the
it's the
advice
sore
I gave.
subject. It's the sore subject for me.
It's the man, and I hear it all the time. I told Dr. Valari, the newest doctor in the country, I told her when she went in, I mean, she was clear about her subject. She wasn't sure about how she was going to approach it, but she was clear that she wanted to study disc influenced teaching.
Mm,
And then we just massaged, and she read the literature and we massaged it. But you know, don't make everything that you do in your coursework connected to your dissertation.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. That is that advice will save you so much
Yes.
time.
Yes.
So I mean that please take that advice. Take it
Please,
from me.
y'all, please.
Please take that because the lit review alone is you're not gonna finish your lit review in 6 months because you gotta dig and dig and dig and dig.
But really, if you're writing every assignment on your topic, then at the end of that 2 years of coursework,
You're
you
done.
would have written your lit review.
Right.
It's just a good use of time, y'all. Just a good use of time. Yeah,
And
yeah.
also, I know we're over, Dr. Jones, don't be mad. But the other thing you said that I was like, I didn't actually start doing until it was I had already made a mess of it and it took a lot of cleaning, is really getting a system for saving those
Oh,
references.
references. Oh,
Like whatever and whatever works for you,
yes.
I that is really good advice. Whatever whether it's just about whether it's a binder, I don't know.
Right. Just
But do it early, do it soon, and just start saving because that's another. All right, let me stop.
no facts. Like, oh man, like the things we know now.
Right.
Things we know now.
That's why we're doing this so you don't have to.
Yeah.
Wisdom is designed to shrink
Shrink
time.
time. Yeah. 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 Anyway, well, listen, that's Nyla, my dog is barking. She's telling me
She gotta.
she's saying it's time. Mommy, it's time. Anyway, so tonight the three A's that will take you from the coursework to through dissertation. It's going to shrink time. Thought for the day: the doctoral journey is not about making A's. It's about aligning your interest and inquiry with intellectual innovation that will impact the world. What's coming up for you, O?
I have a couple of virtual presentations. I'm doing a presentation SEL for Mass, so that's social emotional learning for Massachusetts, and then
Nice.
another social emotional podcast, not podcast, webinar that
Yes.
I'm doing. So that's what I'm doing this week. And then I got invited back to Bellevue, Washington. So we're looking at the
Yes.
yeah. So I'm excited about that. We're actually trying to make it align because I speak in San Diego um,
Yes.
in December. So we're trying to make it align so I can be on the West Coast for like a week or
That's nice.
two.
Yes.
And so that's what's up for me.
That's
What's up with?
cool.
Are you still
Back
putting?
on the road, Doc.
There it
Back
is.
on the road. This week I'm going to, Jackie, you can appreciate this. I'm going to CSWE's annual program meeting. It is our social work educators conference, and I am going to do some work there. So I'm thankful for that. And then the next week, I think I'm in Louisiana. Supposed to be in Louisiana. I'm doing putting my doctorate to work, talking to a church about trauma,
Yes.
right, which is my dissertation. So that's going to be good. And I haven't moved beyond that. I'm
That's enough.
So my fall is your spring. Your spring is crazy busy. My fall is crazy busy. So listen, don't forget to register for the Doctoral Success Summit. We're going to meet in the evenings. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in the second week in November. I'll give you those dates, but make sure you go to drkesslin.com/summit. It should be ready to accept registration sometime this evening. We are also launching another website so that people can go to that website, doctoralsuccesssummit.com. All right. So
Mhm.
it's going to be so good. We're going to talk about how you can get the money. We're going to talk about Dr. Jones is actually joining me. Oh, Dr. Jones is going to join me, and we're going to talk about technology and
Yes.
AI and how you can use it ethically and responsibly. We're going to talk about how to get through the process. I'm going to give you some more tips. It's really going to be, and I'm going to have some new doctors on. It's going to be a great summit. So make sure you stay tuned. You're gonna learn more about it in a few. So it's going to be a busy
Yep. Next couple.
couple of weeks, couple of months. It's gonna be busy. But anyway, anything else before we go, Doc? We are so overtime.
We are. And but this, so we're over, but this was a really good topic and it was needed. And I encourage you to watch it, share it, and really heed the advice because it really will shrink your time. It really will. It really
Really will.
will.
I wish people knew it really will shrink your time.
We're
Please.
begging you, please.
Listen, if you need a consult, if you want to talk about, hey Doc, what were you saying on the podcast? I wasn't clear. Go to drkesslin.com/schedule and schedule your 30-minute free consultation. 30 minutes. 30 minutes. I can help you get centered and focused. This is so important. Anyway, let's get ready to wrap it up. Listen, y'all. The doctoral degree, it is not merely a degree of intelligence. It is a degree of persistence. And we are here to help you persist.
Yes.
Why? Because your research matters. Your research matters. All right, we'll see you next Sunday, everybody. Have a good one. Love you, mom and dad. Talk to y'all soon. Bye bye.